Welcome everybody. So I thought I'd do a class which is focused around this particular year, which is the Fire Horse year, which happens every 60 years. So it's quite, doesn't happen that often where you get fire and the horse. Because when you combine those two archetypes, energies, it becomes a drive for transformation. So it's a really, really great year. I'm also a fire horse, so I'm feeling the fire horse year. Yes. So we're going to use a mudra, which is a fire mudra, and it's called the Ashvaratna mudra, which means the jeweled horse. And I'm just going to show you now before we get going, because we're going to start standing. So bring your hands together, and then first two sets of fingers, cross them. That's it. Can you see that? There you go. Little horse. So this activates fire. It's really, really, really good to cut through our narrow-mindedness, not just individually, but collectively. And it strengthens our resolve for overcoming our negative patterns. So when we work individually, we can affect collective. And that's what we need to start to do now, is to affect the collective, to shift things. So there you go. That's what we're going to do. We'll use it in a couple of postures, but we're actually going to use it at the end with Bhastriki Pranayama. So let's come to standing. So we're going to start with some breath, like we would do lying down. So let's just start with a squeeze of the shoulders up to the ears. So you're going to actually create tension to release it. So inhale. And again. Good. Now sweep the arms up, deep breath in. And again. One more. Lovely. Now we're going to work with the sectional breath, standing. So palms start here. I'll show you from the side. So this is abdominal breath. Inhale. Exhale. Close your eyes, and I want you to just breathe in for a count of 4 as you raise the arms. Feel the belly moving. Good, now keep the hands in line. Palms face each other. This one is thoracic breath. So feel the breath shift into the heart space. Inhale. Counting 4. Just sense into the energy field of the body with the eyes closed so you can go deep into the inner landscape. Good. Keep the hands here. Palms face down, so this is where they come back to. This is clavicular breath, so this apex area of the lungs. Inhale. Lovely, let the hands come all the way down. So we're going to use a breath sequence called the Vedic salutes, which activate all of those three sections and actually activates the full yogic breath. So you're going to start with the palms facing back like that, and then you inhale. This is abdominal breath as the hands roll. Keep inhaling. Thoracic breath, keep inhaling. Full yogic breath all the way up. Exhale. Palms face back. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going and really feel the energy coming into the lungs, not just the breath, but the energy, the pranic flow. And as you exhale, that sense of release. So as the hands come down, I want you to imagine that you are letting go of everything that no longer serves you, patterns of behaviour that are not helpful. Often we have a lot of patterns of behaviour that are linked to our childhood, that are in our subconscious mind. So make a conscious decision to be able to recognise them and let them go. So whenever we're triggered, one of the ladies that's my teacher says, triggers are treasures. She says it like that, and they really are, because they let us know that there's stuff that needs to be cleared. And when we get triggered and we react, we nearly always, in fact, we always react from a much more childlike place. And we see it, don't we? In the way that we react to situations, like a child, yes. So just letting them go, breathing in the new, the year of the fire horse, and letting it go. So last year was snake or serpent. And in the shamanic tradition, this is the starting point of our ability to heal, because snakes shed their skin and then they start each new experience through that new skin. So shed the past. The way a snake sheds, which is all in one go, not one scale at a time, just drop it all. Lovely, and release. So we're going to bring some movement into the legs. So let's use our fire horse gesture, we'll call it, rather than the jeweled horse. So those first sets of 2 fingers, so index and middle cross. Okay, you've got your little horse. We're going to hold that position with our hands. Inhale, come up onto the tiptoes. So you don't need to turn. I'm just showing you from the side. Good. Now, as you exhale, bend the knees and go as low as you can. So that might be here, or you might find you can come all the way down, but the heels stay lifted. Nice and slowly. Inhale. Keep the heels up. Really reach up, come onto the tiptoes. Nice strong movement for the ankles. Exhale. Good, hold that raised position. Good, now exhale, step the feet wide, keep the hands above you. So I'm going to use this mudra, which is fire, to really activate solar. Okay, put my hands back in. So we're going to do the chopping action with we're going to add in more fire, which is clearing, okay? So you can do it gently, it doesn't have to be super loud. Take a breath in. Feel that downward movement, squeezing the solar plexus and releasing, transmuting all the stuff. I always say to people, when you're releasing your stuff, you can call it baggage. It's a bit like, if you imagine you're going on a summer holiday and you pack your bags and you've really overpacked. Imagine your body is overpacked. And you get to the airport and then you get to the other side and they lose your bag. And then you realise that you only needed the bikini. Maybe some flip-flops. Last one. Lovely, well done. Hopefully you're already getting hot. So remember that alchemy is not changing base metals into gold. It is transmuting ourselves. That's what alchemy is, true alchemy is. Ourself. To recognise our light rather than the meat suit. Okay. So we're going to do Luzhong, which is really good for building fire and clearing out the energy lines in the body, so the nadis. So we'll start with this movement. It's a nice wide leg stance. First few, let's do, excuse me, with the knees slightly bent. Okay, so hands into the back, inhale. Exhale through the nose. Good, step to centre. So we do the clearing cycle, which is out through the mouth, and the action comes from here. So really pushing it out. Inhale. Lovely, feet nice and wide. So now we're going to do this movement, which is a twist. You turn to the heels and then you bring the opposite elbow. I want you to do it slowly with awareness. So you fully breathe in, have a little pause, fully breathe out, have a little pause. So you're really squeezing the channels. We'll do 14. So you're going to go to your right first. Take a breath in. Squeeze it all out. Come back to centre. 2 more. Back to centre for the clearing breath. So we've squeezed our meridians, now we're going to shift the energy. So this is like a transmutation process. Inhale. So what you can do in this particular thing is, you know, the Dwadishanta I talk about, which is this big field that is our self, the 12, around us all. When you make that, imagine that all the stagnant stuff that we're getting rid of is just going out of that field, so we're clearing it fully. So next movement, similar, but try to keep the legs as straight as possible. So if you've got issues in the back, then do what feels best for your body. So breath in, turn both sets of toes, much smaller stance. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, turn the other way. Exhale. Last 2. Clearing, so remember to push it out of your energy field. Inhale. So our imagination is so powerful. Okay. Next movement is this one. Okay. So take your hands, cross the wrists, palms touch. Notice which way you've done that, because you'll have to do it the other way next time. Okay, we're going to do 7 of each movement. Inhale. Really stretch, so this is for the heart space. Exhale. So if you do a lot of desk work, doing this movement, just every hour or so, just push the chair back and do this. You can do it standing or sitting. It's so good for the thoracic spine. Good, now cross the other way. So it feels probably a little bit uncomfortable. Good, clearing. So remember, think about this stuff here that we don't need. Inhale. Marvellous. Hands into the lower back. Final movement in this sequence. Bend the knees if you need to, but preferably keep them straight. Inhale. Exhale. Coming up, clearing, inhale, lovely. Now just keep your eyes closed, just feel into your own energy field. So this isn't the body, this is the field within the body and outside of the body, which is our luminous energy field, called the sacred body in Bon Tibetan, same thing, just a different word, or the pranic body in Hatha Yoga. Notice the palms of the hands. Roll the palms out. So I want you to imagine the Vitruvian man, woman, human, okay? That picture that's very famous from Leonardo da Vinci, and he was a very enlightened man. And I want you to feel into your energy field and how far out it goes. So keep the eyes closed, push the palms out as far as you can, and just hold it there for a moment. And then come all the way up. Nice and slowly, as if you're just brushing the inside of that beautiful luminous bubble that is your energetic body. And then bring the hands right down through the midline and be aware that there is an observer at the very centre of you, at the heart space. In Hatha Yoga it's called the Atman. In Taoist traditions it's called Shen. We might call it the soul, or our particle of infinity, which is the Tantric way of calling it. Lovely, and release. So we're going to do a little sequence that I learnt the other day. So I do believe you can always learn new things. So this is called the fire horse sequence, and it goes like this. So we'll do the movements slowly. Some of you have already done this with me if you did Friday morning class. So we go inhale, and then we exhale. So we're doing a twist, and as you twist, you bring the energy into the solar plexus. Good, now you know the movement. I want you to step to the front of your mat. It doesn't matter which side you're on, because we're going to be stepping back as well. So let's do that again. Inhale, exhale. Now I want you to feel into your own body and notice whether it wants you to just go, ha! It's fine if it does, or you can just keep the movement through the nose. Remember that when you breathe out rapidly from the mouth, it lowers blood pressure really quickly. So if you have naturally low blood pressure, keep it through the nose. Okay, hold the arms up. We'll do the first set slowly. Step back on the right leg, so you're in a warrior one, but then we do that sweeping action. Imagine this sweeping action is literally clearing out the field. There's a beautiful poem by Rumi, which some of you may be familiar with. It's a very famous poem. It's called The Guest House, where your body is the guest house, and sometimes we feel really miserable or angry. And obviously Rumi is a lot more articulate than I am. Come all the way up. And it says that we should welcome them all as a guest, all of these ups and downs. And they're here, welcome them into the house, treat them as an honoured guest, because they are sweeping, clearing us out. Okay, so we're going to get ready to step back on the left leg, breath in. Left leg, go back, exhale, sweep it out. Clear out your house of all the sorrows. All the mean thoughts. Let them go. Treat them as a guest. We don't resist them, we just let them come in and then we send them through the back door. Or out of the window if you're in a flat. Step to centre again. Just have a pause, nice big stretch. Start the sequence again. Clear it out. Inhale, straighten up. Right leg back. All the way up. Step back. Be aware of this movement is literally clearing. This is how we clear the energy body a lot of the time. With big movements, breath and intention. Clean your house out. Back up. Good, now we're going to step wide. Not hugely wide, but wider than the shoulders. Slightly soft knees. Same movement with the arms. Ready? Feeling a bit fizzy? Whew. Ready? Inhale. Clear your house out. So remember, your house is your body, the earth suit, and you are the soul. Last one. Marvellous. Okay, so now we're going to do the earth sequence, which is an opposite energy. But the earth can be warm. It's nice when the earth's warm. So we're going to do the earth sequence, okay? So, nice and slowly. I want you to enter the pauses. So we talk about this a lot, where you don't just breathe in and breathe out mindlessly, thinking about your shopping or what's going to happen next. I want you to enter the pauses. Diamond Mudra. Breathe in. Breathe out. And as you breathe out, imagine all of that stuff you've just jiggled up is being offered down into the earth to be recycled. Inhale. Slight pause. Exhale, offer it down into the earth. Inhale. Exhale. Feel as if you're scattering it all down into the earth. Ready for a squat? We'll do 3. So remember, it can be a dip or you can touch the earth fully. Inhale. Scattering it. Letting it all go so that the earth can use it as fertilizer, energetic fertilizer. Turn to your right, nice long stance. Inhale. Wait for the pause. Exhale. Forward fold. Step it back. Let's take a moment to feel into the energy field. Diamond Mudra, breathing in. Pause, let the pause support you. Exhale, releasing, offering everything you no longer need to the earth, to Pachamama, to be recycled. Inhale. Exhale. All the way up. Nice big stretch. Let the heart open so it fills with joy, which is our true nature. Just gets clouded with all the heavy emotions. 3 squats, offering to Mother Earth everything that you no longer need so she can recycle it. Be aware of the arm movement sweeping through your energy field and clearing the heart space. Offering, letting go. Turning to your left, feel the opening of the heart with the arm movement. And as you bring the arms out now, very slowly sense the Dwadishanta, so that orbit of energy that's your field, your personal field of energy. And when people are very sensitive, so the people who are on the spectrum particularly, but when you become more sensitive to energy, you know, there's not always hugs needed. This is my energy field. So be aware of that with people in your circles. Let's do one more round. Diamond Mudra. So really feel this this internal landscape that is, it's not able to be seen by our senses, but it is there. And we can see it actually with Kirlian photography. And people do start to see it once we change the way we view. So as you're moving, I want you to feel this light at the heart slowly becoming bigger and bigger from this movement of clearing, constantly clearing through the heart space. Remember, the arms are the heart space. We talk with our hands and we hug people and we go, no. It's all heart space energy. And be aware of this bubble clearing with each of the exhales and just letting it go and going, you can have that. It can be recycled. Ready? Diamond Mudra. Feel that little diamond in the heart space. This is you. Breathe in. Pause and breathe out. I want you to start to think a smile. Feel the warmth of that smile spreading outwards into your entire physical body, into your emotional body, into your energetic field. It's beautiful, iridescent golden light. If you're able to do the movements with the eyes closed, then give it a go. And really feel, imagine that beautiful landscape, like a film that's been created just for you. This shifting of energy. Turning to your right. To your left. Offering your heart to the earth. And then offering it up to the sun. Rest your attention at the heart space. Be aware of that internal flame. Diamond Mudra. Breathe in. Breathe out. Think that smile. Be aware of this presence at the heart space, observing how you are lovingly clearing the energy field. Offering heart to Mother Earth. And then up to Father Sky. Turning to your left. Heart opening. Surrendering as you exhale. Offering to the earth. Up to Father Sky. Stepping back. Slowly brush the inner edge of your energy field. Slowly brush, slowly brush. Hands to the heart space. Come down to sitting. Comfortable sitting position. So I'm going to work with Pranayama. So remember, this is the bellows breath, fire breath, all from the belly. So that action is pulling the diaphragm down and up, down and up, down and up, and the breath is becoming, it's like a blacksmith's bellows. So when I don't think they have those anymore. I think they have a handle, but they used to have the bellows that would create heat, and that's exactly what we're doing, and we're directing the heat to here. So I want you to choose your own rhythm. I'm going to count my standard amount, so I go very fast, but you might want to just be going, or you might be a little bit more, or you might be. Okay, so find your point that you can sustain. So don't go off super fast, because it's a bit like having an old-fashioned steam train and then you suddenly realise you've run out of coal and the engine stops. So go off at a speed that you can sustain. Okay, so let's bring our hands into the fire horse, the jewelled horse gesture. So those first two sets of fingers, and then you've got the other two out. So it's like a little horse. Okay. And then we're going to work with that breath. So when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath in. Lovely. So the next round, as you're doing your breath, slow, medium or fast, or somewhere in between, like you could do a slow medium or a medium fast. I want you to imagine that you're creating this enormous fire inside of you, and you're throwing pieces of paper into it that have all the things that you would like to release from yourself. So we can only alchemize ourselves, we can't change other people. So all of those little habits, it's, oh, I need to get rid of that one. And all of that stuff, pain that's linked to emotions, just imagine putting it in, and you might find that more and more comes into the fire. Ready for another round. Deep breath in. Stick your tongue out this time. One more round. Deep breath in. Relax the hands. Keep your eyes closed and bring the palms out as far as you can. Maybe turn the fingers downwards. And I want you to just gently run your hands on the inner edge of your energy field. Be aware of it. It's very subtle. It's like a gossamer silk, even softer than that. And then turn them the other way, run them back down. And when you've done that, lie down. So we're now going to work with Viloma Pranayama, which is a much slower breath. Incredibly good for the nervous system. So this is the Vi translates as against the grain. So we're going to breathe in and pause. Breathe in and pause. Breathe in and pause so you get to the top. So it's like 3 stages of breath, and everybody will be different, so you can pause for as long as you want to. Then you pause right at the top, and then on the exhale it's through the nose. 1 smooth breath. So work with the knees bent and take the feet wide. So the knees are resting against each other, so the legs look like that. So we switch off the psoas muscle, which is the muscle that holds a lot of trauma, and we allow ourselves to clear the nervous system. So we'll start with a sigh out. Take a breath in. And actually make the sound, because that helps the vagus nerve. Do that again. And once more. Lovely. Now breathe in and then hold. Pause the breath. Breathe in again. Hold. Breathe in all the way up. Hold the breath in for as long as is comfortable, so don't push beyond comfort. And then when you're ready, a nice long exhalation through the nose. Breathe in and pause. Breathe in and pause. Breathe in and pause. Lovely. Now just keep going, and when you get to that really delicious pause right at the top of the inhale, and then you start to exhale, feel the whole physical body surrendering. And then start to include the energetic body, clearing out those dense energies that don't belong in our system. And be sensitive to any tingling, especially around the lower back, sacrum, as you start to feel these energies clearing down into the earth. You can imagine that there's a door that's circular and open in the base of the sacrum where you can feel it connecting to the floor, and you allow that energy that you're releasing on the exhale to pour down into the core of the earth that is molten, and allow it to be recycled for energy. We're going to do 3 more breaths. Feeling that deep surrender as you quietly release the exhalation and feel that denser frequencies releasing through the portal in the sacrum. And then finally, simply let go of the veloma and observe the natural breath. And imagine the entire world consumed by flame. Stay steady, do not waver. And as fire transmutes form into light, the soul reveals itself to itself as radiance. Now take your attention back into the center of the chest, if it's not already there, and be aware of that eternal flame, the particle of infinity within you. As fire transmutes form into light, the soul reveals itself to itself as radiance. Place your hands on the heart. Feel this flame of eternal light inside of you, which is indestructible. So when the body ceases to function, our true self continues its journey. So ultimately there is nothing to fear, apart from fear itself, which is delusional. Take a deeper breath in. Exhale with a sigh. Roll over to one side. Come back up to sitting. Place the hands on Mother Earth, and then we're going to feel the energy field again. So come up very slowly and feel your real self, how expansive it is, how huge it is, radiating out from the physical vehicle. And then as it comes down through the midline, imagine this thread of golden light, and it deposits this tiny little particle of light, which is this lifetime's experience. Namaste. Thank you for joining me.